Hey guys, this is Warwick from Casual Chess, back to play another 5-minute game today. Let's see who this game will be against. Looks like I'm versing a fellow from Serbia. Playing the black pieces, he's opened with e4, I've opened with e5, Nf3 Nc6, and we'll play the Gioco Piano, I think is how you pronounce it. The quiet game, I understand that means. Evans Gambit, that's interesting. I'm not sure how to play against this actually. I believe I do have to play something like bishop to b4 to retain the advantage. And now I'm going to drop that piece, that bishop, back to e7. Dropping it back to something like c4 I think leads to d5. Okay, look, we'll play knight to f6. Takes. I think the idea then is to... Yeah, I think I have screwed this one up actually. I must say I don't recall how to play this game correctly, this Evans Gambit. Alright, we'll play Na5. I'm not really sure what else to do. Trying to deal with the threat of the queen. Okay, now that does give me an opportunity to take on d5. However, if I do take on d5, I think I will lose that bishop there because queen to e8. Okay, that said, I think we will play something like c5. c5 protects that knight there on the a5 square, and if taking en passant, I do have the option of knight takes c6. Now this is interesting. I'm not really sure where to next. I believe we will play bishop to d7. He's up a pawn at the moment, although I do have a kick with that bishop. If that's enough to get rid of him, I can play a pawn retake. Although I must admit this is not ideal. I really need to learn how to respond to this, the Evans Gambit. I suspect he's looking now at something like queen to f5 if he can get the opportunity to play that. I'll play rook to c8 first, I think. Now after rook to c8 I might look to open up that c file and hopefully defend myself, although I really don't have much opportunity to get my king to safety. This is going to be interesting. Something like this, really not surprising me in the least. Okay. I'm looking at something like knight to c4. I don't see any major threats. I don't see any major threats, but that doesn't mean they aren't there. I'm a little bit worried about queen to f4, so I'm going to play bishop to d6, hopefully protecting that f4 square enough so that I can Well, maybe look to get my queens traded off the board. I'm starting to run a bit short of time here too. I wonder if that was the idea. Alright, that now leaves that f4 square free. So I think possibly playing something like Queen to G5 might be a good move. I've now got the option of, without any other moves to be played, Queen to C1, which would at least be a check, and that might give me some opportunity to run him around the board a little bit. Okay, he's played a check there. I don't really care about this because it's more important that I provide safety for my king. Something like King to G7 I think really is my only option. Look, King to G7, I'm looking now at something like a rook on that E file would be good, although I do have the bishop. He's taken a bishop of mine, but I'm threatening his bishop on H5. And actually playing the queen takes H5 move would be better than playing queen to C1 at the moment. He's tried to prevent me from doing that, and I'm not too worried at this stage. Remembering I do also have the option of rook to C1 at some point soon. He's got the queens off the board. He's 3 points ahead, and I must say I screwed up the opening of this game quite badly. So be it. We will push on. I have got his piece back there, that knight. It really doesn't have anywhere to escape to. That was the point of that rook to C2 move there. And with that knight off the board, we will be in an equalish position. I'll take that there. One bishop, one knight, two rooks each. Alright, I'm intending to line up my rooks here. I'm really running out of time. I actually forgot about the time there for a moment. Get my bishop back out of the game. He'll play something like knight takes G5, and I will play king H6. So that pawn isn't lost here on the G5 square. That's possibly a mistake there from him. Not every day you get a king fork. Well, I have to say that didn't play out exactly how I expected, but so be it. Plenty more to go. I will win back that pawn. He'll move that knight away. But I've lost my bishop there with a fork. And I've lost my rook. I think I'll call it quits there. Time's out. Game's out. Wow. Got smashed there, and the real reason I think is because I didn't know how to appropriately respond to that opening, the Evans Gambit. Wow. Sounds like that's going to be a recurring theme if I don't learn to deal with that. So look, let's get into the analysis now, and we'll see where that suggests we go in terms of that opening structure. Okay guys, we're back here with the analysis now, and just looking at the report you can see a little bit up and down, but I threw the game away. There were some times I did have the advantage, even fairly late in the game. Negative 1.77 here I can see, but not so good. I did throw it away and really, yeah, allowed that game to slip through my fingers. That's how the website described it, and I have to agree. Accuracy from my opponent was 80.7, 45.6 from me. Not so good. A couple of best moves for each of us, no brilliant ones. Two excellent moves for him, none for me. A few book moves, that's always fine. But it's those blunders where I really gave the game away. and 2 mistakes as well, whereas he had 0. So checking out that first one in the Evans Gambit, I didn't know how to play it, how to respond to it. But you can see I played alright, playing that knight to h6 move. Now expecting him to open up that d pawn here, the one on d2 currently, and then trying to take so that he could still play towards that f7 square. I didn't respond appropriately. What I did is he played the d4 pawn, and I just wanted to relieve some of that tension in the center. I wasn't good at dealing with it, and what I actually should have done if I run through my analysis is I should have castled. There's nothing wrong with castling, doubling up those pawns. He played bh2, and we just developed them there. Something like d5 in this position really shouldn't be too scary. I could redirect my knight back to the b8 square, or I could redirect it to the a5 square and then look to play something like b6 to protect it. Now what you can see is I should have played Na5. Started to trade some of those pieces off the board, and we're still solid in the center. So checking back again, you can see my other major mistake here was actually over here. He did screw up just like I thought and played those two, the knight and the bishop, close together, very close to the end of the game, and I screwed up here. I wanted to protect that rook from being attacked there by that knight, but playing up there was wrong. I gave away the opportunity to take that bishop there on h5. That was a screw up, big screw up actually. So we went from negative 1.06 to positive 3.7, nearly threw away 0.5 points overall. Obviously the points don't matter, it's checkmate that matters, but that was a big throwaway. We did have the opportunity to at the very least stay back in the game there. Okay, not much more to be said for that, except the openings do matter and you should prepare for them. I must say I screwed up there and I failed to. The Evans Gambit is something that's played fairly frequently and I wasn't ready for it, so shame. Oh well, as I always say, you live and you learn, so we'll get back in the game for next time. Alrighty guys, I will catch you later, probably after I've gone through some opening and tactics training. Alright, good luck in your own chess adventures, and I'll see you in the next one. Consider liking the video if you would like to. I'd appreciate it, but you're under no obligation. Catch you next time.